Damn, bro. Yeah, toes every time. Uh-oh. So like, yeah, I was watching the video. All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. Double honors once again, as always, to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who well and taught us truth, peace, much love, and salutations to those elect. And just a quick lesson, real quick. All through the spirit and power, Yahweh, Shema Shah, Lord's will. It'd be edifying to the elect, as you see by the title, the Sinisterness of the Devil. All right, I looked it up because I didn't think it was a word, but they said it was, so fuck it. But yeah, man, this is a very sinister person that we're dealing with. We're dealing with a very evil, okay, and wicked group of people, a wicked nation. All right, and when it's all said and done, um, we're gonna need divine intervention. You know, we're going to need a hedge. We're going to need protection, all right, from this devil. All right, when we say that, you know, yes, we do battle, uh, you know, the spiritual demon Satan. Like, matter of fact, let's go here. Because I just looked up Bible verses about devil, but let's go here. Ephesians 6. This is Ephesians 6, and I'll start at 10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Which, you know, it says here, the strategies. But we get that word for wiles. Because, again, this is where, as it says, you know, when you put on that whole armor of the Most High, this is where it's going to come into play. Okay, Methodia, I think. Let's see.
Strong's G 3180. Methodia.
Which shit sounds like methods, you know. And he has a lot of wicked methods to, you know, stir up confusion, cause discourse, you know, so on and so forth. All right, yeah, 666. You know, that's his number. But it says cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery. So yeah, he has a lot of tricks. Yeah, see there you go, method. All right, so he has a lot of methods to follow up or investigate by method and settled plan. To follow craftily, frame devices, deceive. So he has a lot of, you know, deceptive ways, okay, that he's going to use to, you know, not only on just the, I mean, yes, on the regular people, but first and foremost, to frame the men of the Lord. Okay, because we're getting ready to be persecuted on a high scale. All right, we're not going to be able to go out and just, you know, be your regular everyday citizen. All right, we're going to be wanted for heinous crimes that we ultimately did not commit. But again, this is all biblical prophecy. This is what the men of the old, or, you know, the men of old had to go through, our forefathers, which, you know, if you can receive it through the Spirit, we are our forefathers, okay? And some of those very men that we're reading about in the Bible, you know, and their believers and the followers, they're all here today, okay? This is all a big conclusion, if you will, to the Most High's movie. Because after this, Yahushua's kingdom will be set up. Righteousness will be flourishing in the earth. All right, and the wicked will be taken down and will not be able to rise again. All right, but verse 12, this is the point. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's what I was saying, you know, because it speaks about, you know, the devil, all right, but, or the, you know, title of the lesson, you know, the sinisterness of the devil, but we're not talking about really the spiritual demon Satan. We are, you know, in a sense, because like I said, we do battle that, you know, what that precept said. That's why I got it. We're fighting against principalities, against powers. But what it say? Against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Because Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he's fully tapped into the ways of the devil. He's fully tapped in. All right. Habakkuk 2 and 4, it says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So his spirit is not correct. Okay, he was that, when you go to Romans, 9? Okay, he's that vessel made unto dishonor. Okay, but that man, he is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, he prays to Satan. That's why he does these sacrifices and you know worshiping and so on and so forth, because that's how he receives his power. He's fully tapped into the left side. He's sinister. Okay, which verse 5 says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home. And who is this describing? Just look at the earth and see who's doing shit like this. All right. It says, who enlargeth his desires hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So there's only one nation of people that are truly in the power, in the seat to do this. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces and the judges thereof, if not, where and who is he? That's a question that doesn't need an answer. Okay, it's common sense of who is the true devil, that the Bible speaks of. Who's the wicked? When the scriptures is talking about the wicked and the devil and the serpent, all right, and the red dragon, who are they talking? Who is it talking about? Who is it referring to? It's referring to the Edomites. Okay, and there's plenty more scriptures to prove, to back that up. But sinister in Edamon, it says prompted by malice or ill will. Oh, what's that? Let's get this. I don't think it's here. Let's see. I think it's in the Apocrypha. It could be. Yeah, no, hold on. Give me a second. Gotta use my phone. Cause I think I just read it the other day, matter of fact. Depends on if it's in Sirach. Damn. So, not Sirach. Wisdom of Solomon. So let me go here real quick. 1 and 4. Because what did I just say? Prompted by malice or ill will. Okay. Which if I'm not mistaken, that's the same damn thing. Let's double check. Where's that? Let's just double check. Yeah, malice. Harboring ill will, enmity, or hostility. Right. Wicked. See? Bad. This nigga sucks. Okay. Which for malice, it says desire to hurt another. What is what does that say in Obadiah? As well as other scriptures. For thy hatred against thy brother Jacob. That's been his mission since the jump. The days of mourning for my father at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So he's always had the desire to hurt another, which is his brother, which is Jacob. Okay. Propensity to inflict injury or suffering, ill will, spite, sinfulness, wickedness, unpleasant. So he's always been in this state of malice from the beginning. Even going back again to the garden when he was a serpent, going to Cain. All right, and then going to Esau. This is the same spirit, and that's what people have to understand when you're reading the Bible. There's is tracking the righteous seed and the wicked seed. That's the storyline. All right, and you think that just because this nigga has managed to, finally clean himself up, wear a suit, and he's hiring you in jobs and giving you 401ks that you can never actually cash in, you think that he's changed. No, this is the same devil, right? Malicious, what the hell? Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 4. So like it says, "For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin." Right. So the the heathen, that's why the heathen, they're not able to, that's why we say what we say. The heathen are not able to get this truth because they, for one, it wasn't given to them, but they have malicious souls, and ultimately their bodies are subject unto sin. Now, granted, um, when it's all said and done, are we also subject to sin? Through these bodies, through the flesh, yes. Okay, but the Lord always spoke about keeping a remnant. All right, and not only that, we're going to get a new body, where sin will not be able to dwell in. And so, in that point in time, we will be perfect, and we'll be full of wisdom in that day. Because that's when we'll know all. We'll truly be as gods once that joint heirship with Yahweh Shai, takes place. Until then, we know in part, prophesy in part, and certain things you just gotta wait for the kingdom, to get a full understanding of it. But these heathen, and especially the devil, all right, he's not able to do that. He can't tap into the right hand side. All right, and then I also too I wanted to get this uh, for sinister. Yeah, back in sinister, false, dishonest, intending to mislead. Okay, the word devil means deceiver. All right, it says contrary, false, unfavorable to the left. See, from Latin, sinister, left, on the left side. And then right here, this is what I wanted: the slower or weaker hand. See, because he's tapped into the left side of Yahweh Shem Shai, the spiritual demon Satan and his angels. But that side does not overpower, right? That's why it says the slower or weaker hand. Okay, it's unfavorable because we know that when it's all said and done, the story how it's gonna go. The right hand wins, right? The right hand wins. Let's see what this says. Just curious. The opposite of right. Weak, foolish. There you go. Weak, worthless. Okay. Twisted, crooked. Ooh, look at that. There you go. So the left hand, right? If you're tapped into the left hand, you're twisted, you're crooked. Okay, you're foolish, and ultimately again, it's weak because it's only what? It's only for a season, man. It's only for a season. All right, and I'll probably get like one more and close out. That's what I was thinking of. Damn, where was it? Damn, I can't remember. Hold on, because it was something in this word that reminded me of a precept. I know I already got some, but there was one more I wanted to get. Let me see. Damn. Prompted by malice or ill will, false, dishonest, tend to mislead. I can't remember, which Lord willing, now thinking about it, I'll probably hit, do like a part two to this. The Spirit's on me, where I can, do a little bit more. Because there was something else I wanted to go into on this. Hey, 414. Call it about Shema Shai. But yeah, man, beware this devil, the sinisterness. Um, I cannot remember. That precept has escaped. So I'll just grab this and close. Um, James 4:7 says, "Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High, resist the devil, and he will flee from you." All right, and again, you gotta, again, beware of his sinister ways. He's very, misleading. All right, and like I said, I'm gonna go into it in another lesson, but I just want to put this up real quick. Lord will, this is edifying. All right. Oh shit, and we got this. The devil is more right. Hey, well, can't be enough. He can't be more righteous if you on our comment board, but all right. Shalom to the elder in the bar. This nigga, look at this. Come on now. You guys gotta, find a different job or something. I wonder how much they pay you. Fucking dumbass. Let me get these precepts. Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity." And Salaki, I just seen these. But woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Right. You know. And that's the thing. These niggas have the full capability. Going back to that that Job 9:24. All right, you have to ask yourself genuinely who has the power and access to do these things. And if you say anything else than the so-called white man, then you're just delusional and you're lying to yourself. All right, there is a nation of people on the earth currently that are working the works of Satan, just like the scripture said it would. Okay, and then Second Thessalonians 2:9, it says, "Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan." There you go, with all power and signs and lying wonders. This nigga told you he went to the moon. He told you he went to the moon. He said that he could do this. He said he could do that, and he's not. He's managed to do none of those things. But the witchcraft that he's getting ready to pull out his ass, is going to be on a higher scale, a higher level. Okay, because they're doing it with that what's the shit, Neuralink? Yeah, that's what it's called, the Neuralink. You know what I'm saying? They're doing that to where people that couldn't walk or couldn't talk or whatever, now they can have access to the basic functions, of regular people. And so that's going to be the wonders that's going to sway the people like, oh man, maybe he is a god. No, he's not. He's not a god, man. He's not a god. He's not at that level that you're, thinking that he's at or that you're trying to put him at. Okay, but that's going to be, as a matter of fact, because let me go back here. So the Most High is ACNT, whoever the fuck that nigga is. Guarantee you go to his channel for one, no videos, but this is going to be his downfall as well. Shit, you better hope you even an Israelite, nigga. Because if you're not, nobody really cares. You're just a fucking extra. Anyways, Isaiah 30, it says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt." So when he starts to push this, this notion of, oh yeah, we got the chip, we got, we got the chip, we got this, we got that. When all that technology starts to get pushed, and that's what they're going into, technocracy. They're trying to switch into that. Once all that happens, again, a lot of our people are going to trust in the shadow of Egypt. That's why it says, "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion." Because again, the men of the Lord have been out here warning you, telling you, hey, this, don't do this, don't do that. The Lord ain't with that. Don't take the chip, don't get a jab. All right, the jab's not the mark of the beast, but again, we do, and this isn't medical information. We're just, talking about current events. But goddamn shame, we're adults and we got to talk about that shit, or we're gonna get put in timeout. This nigga's a big ass kid, man. You get put in timeout on YouTube. You get put a timeout on your job. This shit is childish. And then you got that dumb nigga. Yeah, the devil's strong. Yeah, shut the fuck up, nigga. Your weak ass is on my comment board. We'll find something to do. It's fucking Wednesday. 12:19. Your ass over here talking shit. Shut the fuck up. Nigga mama probably. Never mind. Anyways, but yeah, when you trust in that shadow of Egypt, man, hey, that's gonna be your downfall. Damn. That's gonna be your downfall. And that's why the Lord said, what, I will mock at your calamity. I will laugh, Salaki, I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Okay, in Proverbs, the first chapter. And he's going to do that through the men of the Lord, man. When it's all said and done. Yeah, this nigga tripping, bro. He fucked up, man. It's too damn early for that shit. I still got to go to work. I ain't trying to that shit. But, yeah. Yeah, the Lord's going to laugh at you people, man. And we're laughing now. We're laughing now, man, because when it's all said and done, you all have already lost. There's a and especially for the wicked of our people. Like I said, we don't know whether the nigga is an Israelite or not. Nobody cares. But for the sake of conversation piece, we understand the story. The story literally tells you what's going to happen. Second Ezra 9, and I'll just start at 7 and then jump down. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. And that reminds me too of Romans 3:3. For what is something not believe? The devil's stronger than go to the nigga. Again, we just looked at it to the left. Left on the left side. The slower or weaker hand. Go to left. Weak, foolish, opposite of the right. If you believe in the left hand, then go to the weaker side. But just don't get mad when you get swept. I mean, that's like fucking signing with the Washington Wizards. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Who the hell is there? Nobody's signing with them niggas. So, by all means, do what you want. But just don't be shocked when the story that is, as it says in, what is that, 15? Yeah, 2 Ezra 15. Cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. When these words start to come to, or continue to come to pass, rather, because they already have been, just don't be shocked at the end result, And if you're so adamant on the left-hand side, then go do a video about it. Vocab's doing it. Why can't you? Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them from me from the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits that have not known me. And they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it, the same must know that the death by pain. These niggas is going to drop regardless. The scriptures is telling you that they're going to be in a pitiful case. The ones that abuse the ways of the Lord, that cast them away, that loathe the law. They only going to find out after the death. Then it tells you not to be curious about them, because again, that's written. Zechariah the 13th chapter, that's written. 2/3 is going to perish here in America. There's nothing that anybody can do to change that. Jumping down to verse 21, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept in my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. So when it's all said and done, this is what's getting ready to happen. This is written. This is what the Lord wants. This is what the Lord requires. So he's going to have a righteous seed be preserved, and he's going to have the majority of our people be, destroyed. All right? And again, because you trusted in Esau's intelligence, and you trusted in the ways of Pharaoh, that's going to be your destruction. That's going to be your judgment. And that's when we Proverbs 21 or 21 Proverbs 1, 26. That's when we gonna laugh. That's when we gonna mock because we're seeing you niggas go down the pipeline, okay? And we know the outcome. He ain't gonna land that trick. Like the skaters and shit, they going at them damn long ass steps. We know the end. This ain't gonna break both his damn knees. We know it's a wrap. But you think I got it? Okay, okay. you got it, bro. You got it right. Second Ezra 15:4. All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And I'm gonna grab this too. The brother posted it too. Let's see. Psalm 64:8-10. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just go to it. It's not showing up all the way. I don't know why. Yeah, man. We're not worried about you niggas, man. This is the sinisterness of the devil as well, because it's gotten everybody just bugged the hell out. Now people have opinions and they got a free mind. They can say whatever the hell they want, and they don't think that there's any consequence to their words. But the scriptures say it speaks about every idle word, and being able to, you're gonna have to answer for that. So the things that you say you got to be very mindful of what you say, man. All right, that tongue is powerful. All right, Psalm 64:8. I'm gonna get the NLT. It says, "Their own tongues will ruin them, and all who see them will shake their heads in scorn." Um, yeah. Then everyone will be afraid. They will proclaim the mighty acts of the Most High and realize all the amazing things He does. The godly will rejoice in the Lord and find shelter in Him, and those who do what is right will praise Him. Right. So we're going to be defended. We're going to have shelter. We're going to have a hedge. All right. But the ones that, again, talk shit and don't acknowledge Yahweh Shema Shai to be the power of the heavens and the earth, well, you're just going to have to, you're gonna have to perish. You're gonna have to perish, man. It ain't gonna make no sense. Okay? And the water Yahweh Shema Shai, because, I was gonna close, but hey, we able to still, the spirit flowing. We still able to, do what it do. So I got time. I should have blocked that nigga. That'd be funny too, because they'll come up on the comment board. They'll lead the comment and then dip. Nigga, it's weird. Ugh. But Isaiah 31:1, it says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord." Yet our people, and they have a history of doing that, not seeking the Lord. Okay? Isaiah 1:2, "Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider." And our people have never considered the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. That's why we've been in this continual cycle of this, shit that don't make sense. People coming up against us, our own people at that. Okay, in some instances. All right. And there was one, because I just read that. What was that one? Oh, yeah, John 8:44. Real quick, it says, "Ye of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do." Right, because this is the notion that the Israelites have picked up on. And I keep using him as an example, because, hey, in the lower code, because that's how I do it. He'll just bring some random dumb nigga, and now he's an example for the lesson. So that way more edification should come out. This is a prime example of the sinisterness of the devil. You have attached yourself to, the Edomites and their ways to where now you just talking shit. Okay? If he's an Israelite. We don't know. Nor do we care. But it's just going, just for an example. It says he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak of a lie, he speak of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And really too, you know, um, which I'm gonna block you because that was stupid. Shit, I'm talking about damn agents. But the Lord, whoever that nigga was at the top, um, where was it? Yeah, this dude, he, whether he Jake or not, that it's not necessarily, I'm trying to word this right. It's not necessarily attributed to him. All right, but this is for any Israelite. This is for all of them, all the wicked of our people. You niggas need to get your fucking act together, man. Cause here it is, we're trying our best, Lord willing, to myself first and foremost. All right, cause brothers got to be on a level as well. But here it is, we're trying, and you niggas are just doing what the hell ever you want to do. Yeah, the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. Yeah, niggas just drop a comment and then leave. Just it's ridiculous. But when it's all said and done, this is part of the, part of the story, and part of what we had to deal with, and we understand it. And hey, shit, it is what it is. But so yeah, that was pretty much it. I just wanted to go into that a little bit. I still might do a part two, kind of going into a couple articles or something like that. But we'll see how the Spirit got it. But Lord willing, this was edifying. And before we close, once again, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakodash. Double honors once again, as always, and to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who well and taught us this truth. Peace, much love, and salutations always to the elect. Hey, to the next one, Shalom.